Okay, I want to introduce the Practical Winery and Vineyard Journal. I gave you a list of some publications earlier about wine grapes and, well, grapes in general, not just wine grapes, but I gave you a module page with some resources available online. And I have here the Practical Winery and Vineyard. And here's an old one from 2007, but I've kept the same one as a sample for two reasons. One, I don't have a current subscription, so I don't have copies of the newer ones personally. But this is a really good issue. Wild falcons rule pest birds. A good article on falconry. Is your headspace vacant? Again, you could read about that. Showcase on winery equipment, smart viticulture. It's a relatively short document with a lot of pictures, 10 pages, and one of them's the cover. And if we get here, you'll notice here is an author from Monterey, California, and showcasing Scheid Vineyards in Greenfield, just barely north of King City on the west side of Highway 101. Pretty easy to find. I don't know when their wine tasting rooms are open or when they will be open again, but I would suggest taking a quick look at Scheid Vineyards as one of our local wine tasters and a source of really good wine. I've had quite a bit of their wine over the years, and they did a lot of work to make this class possible. I would say Scheid is the most involved in making the vineyard production and management class what it is today, producing some of the PowerPoints, helping with all kinds of things to get it off the ground. In particular, Kurt Golnick, the chief operating officer at Scheid, was instrumental in making that happen. So there's an article on blending, relatively short. You can see some pictures of the Scheid operation. Here's their crush pad with some white wine grapes coming in out of the harvest. Please read through this, and you can see a little more scale with these walkways. You can get a pretty good idea of the scale of these crush pads. So they're going to dump them in from a harvest bin into a receiving stainless steel receiving device, and they're going to feed directly into the crush pad, and then it's going to send it to something down below, whatever the next step is. This is an elevator carrying material, the grapes, up to some next component. Again, you can read about the incline conveyor. It's still an elevator. Here is a walkway above the tanks, the layout of the tanks, etc. So you can really get an idea of some of the things going on in this operation. It's a really good issue explaining a lot of the stuff that goes on inside of a winery. And so please have a look here. I'm not going to go in detail asking for specific questions on the midterm or the final exam. You don't have to study this like it's a textbook. I just want you to go through and read it. Understand the content a little bit, learn a little bit, become comfortable with the ideas in this article or this issue of Practical Winery and Vineyard Journal. Now here's the main page. Here's the Practical Winery library. And you must be subscribing to the Wines and Vines. You have to be a current subscriber, which I am not, in order to get access to the current newsletter. So if I open up the November 2020, the issue that just came out, I need to submit my email. Now I could send my email to customer service at Wines and Vines and say, hey, I really want to subscribe, or go to the Wines and Vines website and subscribe there. You've seen this already in a previous short video. And if I want to subscribe, well, I don't know which of these things it requires to subscribe to the Wines and Vines issue. I would have to send them an email to customer service and say, hey, I want the issue to this. Can I have access? Who knows? Maybe you could go to the customer service email address, send them an email and just say, hey, I am a student. Can I have access to the newsletter, either the Wine and Vines or Practical Winery and Vineyard Journal? Maybe as a student, they'd give it to you. Or they'd give it to you at a student rate without giving you access to the $495 database of information, the $495 wine analytics report. Maybe you could still get the newsletter for a cheaper price. That's up to you. Again, not important from the class perspective, but as a budding professional, while you're a student, take advantage of it. Get access to these things. Find out how valuable they are. If it's valuable and you think it's cool as a student, once you're in a more professional situation, you tell your boss, hey, this is good stuff. Time to fork over the $495 for the analytics. Time to fork over the $95 for our company to have access to the what was it called? The Directory Buyer's Guide. So that is my spiel on the Practical Winery and Vineyard Journal and our showcase issue with Kurt Golnick and Scheid Vineyards.